camera?
Yes.
And can you just briefly explain what that is to the jury?
Sure, it's a mount on the front of my chest. It records both visual and audio, and it'll run for as long as it goes until I turn it off, or I guess it'll run to the battery.
And when do you usually turn those on when responding to a scene?
Usually as soon as I get out of the car. The body cameras are activated automatically when our lights and sirens turn on, so that is also a possibility.
So we might see video of you just sitting in the car on your way there.
Yes.
If your lights and sirens have been activated.
Yes.
Do you have the ability to turn off the audio or visual component of that body-worn camera while you're wearing it?
Yes.
Have you reviewed your body-worn camera video from that business?
Yes.
Are there periods where you turn off either the audio or the video of that during the time that you're out on scene?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
Back in 2020, it was common practice for us to review our body cameras. If police officers were talking one-on-one, I will shut my body camera off if I'm not taking any enforcement action. If I'm not contributing anything to the investigation, I'll turn my body camera off.
Is that a practice that the San Marcos Police Department does now, though?
No, we no longer need our body cameras.
You did mention that you would only meet when you were talking to other officers. When you're talking with suspects or witnesses or doing other aspects of the job, would your audio and body camera be on?
Yes.
Your Honor, permission to approach the witness with what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 13?
Yes.
Officer DeCourty, is that a copy of your body camera from that night?
Yes.
Have you been able to review that body camera before coming to court today?
Yes.
And is that your signature and badge number on the front of that CD?
Yes.
That video, is it a fair and accurate representation of the scene, people, and events the night of May 22nd, 2020?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, State offers State's Exhibit 13 as evidence.
No objection.
State Exhibit 13 is admitted.
Judge, can we publish to the jury?
You may.
Line from 00.
Number 4, Toronto Apartment, 1011 Underworld Drive. At the white male about 22 years of age, wearing a hat, to go further. And he's after wearing a red shirt.
We're gonna update the location on it. Behind you. And before, can you give us the updates, please? I got some, I got one. That's how, yeah.
Come this way.
They're running towards us.
Where's the guy that did it? Where's the guy that did it?
Where?
Where? Hey, get your head! Get your head! Leave him alone. Number 6, we got the suspect taken on point. For the instance, this is out of date. Hey, watch the victim. Ray, do you watch the victim?
Can we push it over here? Push that way. Push that way. Let's stay where you are. Your hands up. What? Edward 4, need the gate code.
Lay on the ground. Walk
Lay on the ground.
Walk towards me and lay on the ground. Hey, lay all the way on the ground, man.
Hey, watch female up top. There's a female up top.
I got this guy. Put your hand at your side. Right there. No, right there. Out like a bird.
Like an airplane, man. Like an airplane. Out two sides. Out two sides. Keep it right there. Hey, Coach, I don't have visual on the female. I got it. You got it. You got it. Okay.
Hey, there's a female up top. Watch it.
You got it.
Stay there. Keep your hands to the side.
You got that guy? I got up top. I got up top because I need it. I'm gonna push down.
And to Corey, just to stop right there at 4:55, who did you just run past on the ground right there?
The victim.
Was the victim by the gate on the ground at this time? Okay. Starting again at 4:55.
Where's the gun at? Where's that at?
Is he good? All right, we're gonna go up there.
No, bring her down.
Bring her down.
All right, come on down.
Hey, ma'am. Hey, ma'am, I need you to listen to me, okay? Listen to me. Stand up, but keep your hands up where we can see them. Keep your hands where we can see them. Walk down the steps with your hands up where we can see them. High up in the air, as high as you can get them. As high as you can get them. Keep where we can see them. Keep them high up in the air. High up in the air. High up in the air. Keep your hands up and listen to me.
Walk down the stairs.
Keep your hands up.
Let's get her all the way out here next to us.
Come on, hands up. Keep walking. Come here. Keep walking. Keep over here. Turn around. Turn around. Listen to us. Turn around. Face that way. Face that way. Follow the instructions. Walk backwards towards me. Backwards towards me. Listen to me. You gotta. Who else is in the? Who else is in the apartment, man?
Is it 220? Okay. Nobody else?
I want to stop right there real quick and talk about interactions with the female that we saw. Do you know which individual that was?
That was Peyton Price.
And do you know Peyton Price's relationship with the defendant?
At the time I did.
Did you know if they lived in an apartment complex there?
Yes.
Based on your initial interaction with Peyton, did it seem like she was in fear for her life?
I don't know.
Did she make any comments to police officers during initial contact about being afraid of being sexually assaulted?
I don't remember.
Oh, 40 clearing, apartment 220. Sure, was this one? She said the one today. That doesn't mean we give up. I'll keep it.
Alright, here, like, down here, I guess. Just don't travel on either.
We're good for now.
Number.
220, 220. Call the dispatch. Hey, we're big. Can you do me a favor, man? Can you keep security on apartment 220? The one on the left, on the second floor for you.
You have a key to your apartment?
Hang on a second, before you do anything.
Already ran this.
Okay. Yes, sir. How you spell your name? J-O-S-H-U-A. J-O-S-H-U-A. P-A-T-R-S-E-K. Okay, what? K-I-N-G. You got two last names? No, sir. It's just, that's my middle name. Joshua King? No, my middle name is Patrick. So Patrick. P-A-T-R-S-E-K? Yes, sir. And your last name is K-I-N-G? What you did first? 18. Hey.
Where's the rock? Lauren, Scooter. So she was on the doctor's roll, we got a shift back, I think that's what they're going. And, she met this guy who was by himself.
Okay.
We called him JC.
Okay.
And, he's so sweet. He said he was pretty much real. No. Nobody else in there.
You want to reach it?
Coming up. Gotcha. Let me slow down there and take a breath. Yeah, there we got it. You got to see that kind of stuff that's going on in here, though.
You don't know. She claims no one is in there, just her cats.
Alright, I'm going to hold.
It's exactly what you told. I know, but
I'm flagging you.
okay, just come second with me. We're gonna let it breathe. And, let's give us a little bit, we'll take it easy. I just got a door frame right here. You got cats. No, to the right, I got a kitchen deep 30 feet. You got, there's nothing here. Oh, you got wine. Sure. You got more there.
kitchen training. We got the kitchen. We got the kitchen. All right. All right, there you go. That's it, good. I got a bathroom, right? Yeah, it's more than right. Yeah, I it's no longer, it's no longer perfect. Gotcha. Part of the I got one door out here. So we need to just get crime scene tape probably and fucking. Yeah, we need to, I'd say take about. We need crime scene, that's over here, and probably all this whole stairwell. Yep, right. You guys want to check school too, see if you got papers or anything? Hey, Marcus, where are you? At report, sir, you that can bring some crime scene tape up to the main gate, please. Oh, fuck yeah, please. Thank you so much. So at what point did you get graphic? Sure.
Do you know the other officer that's near you at this point?
Yes,
Which officer is that?
it's Officer Anderson.
And it sounds like we're hearing clicks from a camera. Was he doing something with a camera at that point?
I was taking photographs with his,
I'm sorry. Mr.
No,
Bieber, Mr. Bieber. What was your answer?
he was taking photographs with his phone.
Thank you.
So underneath the car again?
You don't know.
Well, I know that after I had to go.
He kept coming closer.
Okay.
And I couldn't listen. Okay. And where did you shoot him at?
I just shot at center mass, sir, just somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
I didn't want to hurt him.
Was he carrying any weapons or anything
I
like that?
don't know, but he just kept coming and
I want to pause right there and talk about what we just heard the defendant say. Did you hear his answer when the officer asked if he saw the victim have any weapons?
Yes, he said, he didn't know.
Stop.
Where were you at when you actually pulled the trigger? Where were you at?
If you look at the car now, it's exactly to the right.
So you're exactly to the right of the car?
Just right outside the car, because I had just got the gun and said, you need to stop. And you wouldn't.
Which side of the car, the driver's side or outside?
The only side I would have.
So you were on the driver's side when you shot it, okay. About how far away from the car were you standing in?
I was right outside the door because he just wouldn't stop it.
And where was he standing real quick?
He was like in the back of the car.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hey, Dylan, or Collier, he said he was standing to the right of this car, like where the driver's seat is at. I'm sorry, yeah, where the driver's seat is at.
We got the casing in front of there.
And then he was standing right over here, so we shot him this way. So the casing would fly out somewhere.
Right there. Right behind the feet under the vehicle. Dylan's already got photos of it.
Okay.
I bet you it went right through that can. That's what I'm thinking. It looks like it pulled right through it.
What can are the officers talking about?
There's a can line, in a parking lot.
Do you know what kind of can?
I don't remember.
So you said the guy was right here?
In that vicinity, yeah, he was standing right over here. But how would that casing fly this way?
He got hit. They probably hit.
You think it bounced off that?
Maybe. Only thing we need to check for is holes. See if there was a through and through.
What, I think the hole's inside of it.
I'm pretty I'm not, let's check the vehicles real quick. I'm sure it's not a hole.
At this point, did officers know if the bullet was a through and through shot?
No, we didn't know at the time.
Is that what they're looking for?
Yes.
Officer DeCordy, is this one of those examples of when you muted your mic while talking to other officers?
Yes.
I'm going to skip ahead to where you unmute. We stopped at 17:14. We'll jump to 21:10 for 2010. 20.
Thank you. I'm taking her out and just sitting her back here, and asking if she needs to stay. Do you have anything for her? And then, okay. All right, have a seat in here, please, in my car. And then I'm gonna find out more, and that way we can talk about it, okay? Because I don't really know much more to do right now. Watch your foot.
What?
Stopping at 22:01. Officer, is your mic going to be muted for the rest of this video?
Yes.
At this point, are you just talking with other officers while your body camera is on?
Yes.
Did you do any other law enforcement actions that you believe are necessary to see while your mic was muted on this video?
No, I don't think so.
Judge, pass the witness.
That's. Officer DeCordy, do you remember talking with Officer Foster?
In the beginning part of the video, yes.
I listened to the audio on the tape you just played, but part of what I didn't hear was, did you tell Officer Foster that King had said he attempted to lunge at Price to Herder, referring to Mr. Rodriguez, and talking about making a sacrifice to God.
Objection. Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Did you ask if it was heard in the video? Please re-ask the question.
Did you hear that in the video?
No, sir.
Was there interaction you had with Mr. King that was not recorded?
No,
You have any idea where you would have got that from?
I don't know, probably from another officer.
And that's why we're objecting to hearsay.
Okay.
You're now a field training officer, is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Have you been trained in use of force?
Yes.
Tell me about your training in use of force.
Objection, Your Honor, can we approach?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's fine. Yes. That happens to the prince. It's country versus state. In the court of appeals in Austin in 2002. This is a case where a criminal where a self-defense expert was allowed in the trial, but it was a 30-year veteran for the Department of Public Safety and had $6,000 of specialized training in law enforcement and civilian self-defense. This witness treatment for the civilian self-defense.
So that.
Correct. This case law says that there is more needed to prove the soft science of an expert, which we use the test to determine the soft science experts. And they said that more than just a field training, also more to this case was not specified in self-defense. It's got extensive background in kinesiology, how the body moves, how self-defense affects. They trained specialized training for others in self-defense, both law enforcement and regular and top forces. It's going to start at I guess footnote 3, which will be on page. Head note, thank you, Ryan. It's been sort of very bottom of page 5. The admissibility section of the expert, and it pretty much talks about it on page 6, and the first 2 paragraphs on page 7. That's not specifically, so we are arguing that this person was trained, especially trained in including WPS, and to other officers, as well as in particular offenses in human rights. And so, we so, I would say to talk about the not really needed to do certain self-defense and be fair and then the arguments what it means to this. So yes, to that argument, I would say there's not a lot. It's especially in exactly. I would point out that the point is the one that is being pretending this person tremendous, which I think if the set to at 116 of the states, and the opponent should offer evidence however it means positive related to the document support the recognition of the field of expertise of the use of the field. And so I think on the this happens, do you have any of these similar types of experiences? Yeah, so that's the same questions. Yes. First of all, the face is not whether it's witness. Second point is you should be able to, doesn't say you must have published or further material. An expert is a person who will find registration. Just trying to operate. If the expert supports safety, we're not operating as
Judge, can I take this witness on board?
You may.
Officer DeCourty, did you take classes in self-defense going through a training academy?
I went through use of force classes.
That use of force class, is it about how law enforcement officers are allowed to use self-defense and use of force in situations on the job?
Yes.
Did you go through classes that taught about what the legal standard is for civilians in the state of Texas?
No.
Would you describe yourself as an expert in self-defense law?
No.
Have you taken specialized training in the use of force and deadly force in addition to what you did in that months-long police training academy?
No.
Have you taken any kinesiology classes where you learned about different body movements, muscle movements, and how they work in self-defense situations?
No.
Have you read any articles on self-defense in the state of Texas and the various legal doctrines that apply to them?
No.
Have you read any articles on the Castle Doctrine in the state of Texas?
Yes.
Okay. Have you gone to any academies with other law enforcement agencies or federal law enforcement agencies specifically regarding the use of force or deadly force from a civilian perspective?
No.
Are you aware that the laws regarding what police officers are allowed to do with use of force is different than what civilians are allowed to do when it comes to use of force?
Yes.
Meaning that police officers can use of force in situations where maybe a civilian would not be able to.
Correct.
Did you take any courses at the Texas Department of Public Safety as part of your training to become a peace officer?
At the Texas Department of Public Safety?
Correct.
No.
Were you in any classes about hands-on self-defense?
No.
Did you at least learn about how to use deadly force with firearms?
Yes.
From a law enforcement perspective?
Yes.
Are you aware of self-defense laws in the state of Texas?
No.
You know they exist.
Yes. Yes.
And you know that sometimes those issues come up in cases, correct?
Correct.
Are you a detective?
No.
Are you an investigator?
No.
How long does it usually take to get to that level in various police departments?
It can take anywhere from a couple months to several years, depending on the agency, I suppose.
If I told you to tell us what section of the penal code self-defense is found, could you tell us?
Maybe chapter 9.
And do you know the times when the actor using self-defense gets a presumption of reasonableness? Could you tell me what those things are?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Could you, have you ever trained anybody in these laws?
No.
Do you know the types, do you know the list of crimes under section 9.31 where use of deadly force is presumed reasonable?
Not all of them.
Could you tell us what is in chapter or section 9.33 of the Texas Penal Code?
No.
You don't know what part of self-defense law is in that section?
No.
I ask all these questions, officer, because I want to make the distinction. As a police officer, are you taught how to use self-defense and use of force in your line of work?
Yes.
But you're not necessarily taught on how to be an expert in what the laws are for civilians, correct?
Correct.
Would you say that you're an expert in I guess, law enforcement aspects of use of force?
Yes.
Is that because you deal with that every day in your line of work?
Yes.
Are you an expert when it comes to the civilian self-defense laws in the state of Texas?
No.
Judge, pass the witness.
Vince?
Officer,
what training have you received as a peace officer on use of force?
I guess in terms of law enforcement, we start with what we refer to as soft and empty hand controls. Those will be pressure points being soft and strikes, such as punches and kicks being hard. As we go up the ladder on the use of force continuum, we then discuss and train with less lethal options. Those are tasers, batons, pepper spray, and gradually go to the highest, which is deadly force, through the use of a firearm or weapons of opportunity, like a pipe, that you can use with serious bodily injury with.
And have you received any training in the use and defense of knives as deadly weapons?
As a law enforcement officer, yes.
Please describe for the benefit of the jury, what kind of training you have received.
As peace officers were trained in the 21-foot rule when it comes to knives, meaning that if I have a person standing across the room from me, that person can run 21 feet before I can take out my gun and unholster and discharge just one round.
Would you describe that as the threat zone?
I would just describe that as the reactionary time. The action of running a police officer with a knife will always be the reaction of a police officer being able to discharge one round.
If somebody had a screwdriver or perhaps a tactical pin, would that 21-foot rule also seem to apply in that situation?
Yes, sir.
How come?
Objection, Your Honor. At this point, I think we're getting into, we're getting away from this person's legal qualifications and getting to actual testimony. We're just here for the board diagram.
Just here for the,
Board diagram.
well, I don't know about that. I mean, he's taken the witness back. But at any rate, it's sustained.
Thank you.
He's in his cross-examination.
Thank you, Judge.
Have you been trained in threat assessment as a police officer, risk assessment that individuals would present?
Yes, sir.
Describe your training in this respect.
When we generally approach a person, in most cases, to be a suspect, we look at the whole body, being, we're trying to see what kind of clothes they're wearing. They're obviously wearing a police officer uniform, and clearly it's not a threat. We look at the waistline. That's where police officers keep their badges. That's where suspects keep their guns. Then we look at the hands to see if there's any weapons in their hands. And then we look at their overall demeanor. Are they aggressive or are they compliant? That's generally a threat assessment on a suspect that happens quickly.
As a peace officer, have you had the opportunity in reality, in actual police work, to hold people at bay holding a firearm?
Objection, Your Honor. Can you approach?
You may.
That objective standard of behavior between person as a normal person in the defense of the training officer. And so going into the training officer with them, I think it's confusing.
A judge. Closer to the mic.
More clearly, it's substantially more confusing than for
Officer, have you been trained in investigating criminal acts?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that obtaining statements from witnesses is important?
I do.
And when a person is a witness to a criminal offense, should you get a statement sooner to the time it occurred or wait for years later?
Sooner.
To the best of your knowledge, was there a civilian witness in this case?
I don't know.
At the time that you dealt with Joshua King, did he seem to be upset at all?
Yes.
Did he seem to be under the stress of the shooting?
Yes.
To the best of your recollection, and when I refer to the shooting, I'm referring to the shooting involving him and Mr. Rodriguez. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Did he seem like he was upset for a short period of time, or did he seem traumatized?
He seemed traumatized throughout at least my entire time.
Did Mr. King make any other statements to you at that time that are not on the recording that you recall?
I don't recall.
Is it possible he did, but you simply don't remember?
It is possible.
And the portions of the tape that are turned off, the audio, that's when you are going and talking to other members of the San Marcos Police Department. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
And what you were doing is giving information to each police officer about the situation that you have responded to. Is that accurate?
Yes, so we're each sharing portions of whatever work or investigative process we're taking on that scene.
Essentially what you're doing is, hey, here's the information I have, this is what I think, here's what needs to be done, the other officers put in your input, and that is a very candid conversation that is had as far as the officer's assessment in this case. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir, it is.
And if any officer believed that an arrest was warranted, they could make that call, correct?
Yes.
And at the time, how many police officers were there, to the best of your recollection?
I would say closer to a dozen.
And did a single police officer that you're aware of make the call that Joshua King should be arrested at that time?
I don't remember if he was arrested that night.
Okay, so you don't recall if he was taken into, well, he was taken into custody, he wasn't arrested, or he was arrested, you simply don't recall.
Yes, sir, I departed the scene while that was still an active investigation.
Thank you, officer. I know you work night shift, appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Judge, no reason.
Will this witness be released?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You're free to go about your business. State, call your next witness. May.
I just want to just my next some of them, right? I'm going to make it warm and not judging any disciplinary action or supporting recommendations against the officer without being that up.
Is there, are you referring to writing material or?
I turned over everything that I have because nothing on the officer, although you were reading something. I did read some of that other stuff. Permission to enter. Thank you. Hold on. Please hold.
State House Officer Melendez.
Who's calling you? Who's calling you?
I believe he stepped up to Brian.
Oh, did they go out to get him?
Yes, I can confirm.
I'm sorry? What's
Raise your right hand for me. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. Please have a seat. You would please move your chair closer there, and you can move the base closer. The court reporter is using headphones there, and so she needs to hear you through the microphones. If you would, please tell us your name and spell it for the court reporter.
My name is Jacinto Melendrez, spelled Jacinto. Melendrez, spelled Melendrez.
State.
Thank you. Can you tell the jury how you were employed on May 22nd, 2020?
I was employed with San Marcos Police Department
How long were you a police officer?
for a little less than 3 years.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about the qualifications that you have that you were able to become a police officer?
Going through the basic police officer course, academy, a little over 800 hours of training.
And did you successfully complete that course?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you become a certified police officer?
Yes.
Approximately what year did you become a certified police officer?
2017, 2018.
Did you spend your entire career at the San Marcos Police Department?
Yes.
And what was your assignment?
I was a patrol officer.
Did you leave law enforcement to go to the civilian site?
Yes.
And approximately when did that occur?
February 2021.
On May 22nd of 2020, did you respond to a shooting at the Velocity?
Yes,
And was your body camera activated that day?
yes.
Can you tell the jury briefly what a body camera is?
Axon body cameras and mobile camera we use, that would attach to our uniform, some way, shape, or form. They buy a magnet and tap it and start recording.
And was yours activated that day?
Yes.
At times, did you mute your body camera?
Yes.
And when did you do that?
Normally we'd do that if we were going to confer with other officers or, do something of non-importance or, go to the restroom, something like that.
Can I ask you to move that even closer? It'll pick up
Sorry.
if you're close enough. There we go.
When you arrived on scene, what was your role? In general,
Just responding to a call, where I was needed.
had the defendant been taken into custody at that point?
No, when I arrived, he was still thrown down on the ground at gunpoint.
And would it be fair to say that your primary role during this investigation was talking to the defendant on scene?
Yes,
And did you also transport him to the police department?
yes, ma'am.
And did you continue to have a conversation with him?
Yes,
Before you had an in-depth conversation with the defendant, did you read him his Miranda warnings?
yes.
And were those Miranda warnings actually on your body camera?
Yes, they should be. I'm pretty sure they are.
The words are the words on the body camera.
Yes,
And so whenever there was that recording, it shows you reading those Mirandas to the defendant.
correct.
And after you read him those Mirandas, did he continue to talk to you?
Yes,
And did he give you a statement about what happened that day?
yes, ma'am.
Have you had an opportunity to review the full body camera from that night?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is recorded on there is that a fair and accurate depiction of the people, places, and events that occurred on May 22nd of 2020.
Yes, ma'am.
State tender state exhibit number 81. Defense counsel.
With the what?
With the agreed redactions.
No objection.
May I publish to the jury?
Let's
Or
omit
was
it first.
admitted?
What was the number you said?
State's exhibit 81.
81?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, State's Exhibit 81 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And may I publish it to the jury?
You may.
Thank you. Now, before we go into detail here, were you originally on another call in your original body camera?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that during the approximate first 9 minutes of this video?
Yes.
And in this case, those 9 minutes have been reviewed. So we're going to start from the beginning at 0.
It's the victim, that's the victim. Go on, the actor. Casey, I'm with you here. I got it. Hey, there's a thing over the top. Watch it. Stay there. Keep your hands in plain sight. Keep your hands in plain sight. You got it. You got her. Somebody keep eyes up top. Please keep eyes up top. We got three on this guy. You got pistol. I want you to go down. Gotcha. Okay. I got it up. You guys move your heads. The other side. We also don't know anything behind this wall. Move on. Ready. Go. Look to your left. Look to your left. I will not be. You roll. Where's the guy at? Where's the gun at?
I was not.
Where's the gun at?
There's the gun in the car, but I was not holding the
What
trigger.
car?
In the
Adam,
white
606,
Ford
that's it.
Expedition, 2008.
Where's the gun at?
It's right there, so if you were looking.
Not fair.
We're gonna go there.
No, I saw that you just removed something from the defendant's hand. Do you or from the defendant's pocket? Do you recall what that was? So the defendant actually had a pocket knife on him that night. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right,
Come on down.
you want me
Hey, everybody, listen to me, okay? Listen to me. Stand up.
Roll your left. Sit up on your stomach. Roll onto your left knee. We're gonna roll this way. Your left knee. This knee. We're gonna roll this way. Here. Come on. Stand up and walk with me.
I didn't do anything. Sir, I swear, he told me he was gonna sit down right here with me. He told me.
Sit down right here.
Sit down. Yes, sir.
What is your primary law enforcement role right now in the video? Are you trying to secure the defendant
Yes.
at this time?
Yes.
And is that for the safety of everyone involved?
Yes.
Then you're right. Then you're right. You have anything, stand by. Do you have anything on you that's gonna poke your stick?
There is a pocket knife in my right.
I already found it.
Okay.
And the defendant actually admitted just there to having a pocket knife, is that correct?
Yes.
Nothing else, sir, other than the usual things you would expect somebody to carry. I didn't do anything, sir. He said he was gonna hurt my fiance. I'm sorry.
What's your name?
I shot Joaquin.
Joshua. Okay.
He said he was gonna rape her.
Joshua. Calm down.
Yes, sir.
You calm down. Calm down.
Yes, sir.
You told me exactly what to do, I'll do it.
Okay.
I didn't do anything wrong, sir. I just.
Okay.
We met him tonight on the square, like he said.
Stand by. I'm about to get you. Okay? Stand by. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I'm gonna read you one thing real quick. Okay?
I understand. I mean, put under arrest, I understand.
Right now, you're just detained. But I'm gonna read this to you.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Suspects in custody here.
I understand.
Joshua, listen to me. You have the right to remain silent and not make any statement at all. Any statement you make may be used against you at your trial. Okay? Any statement you make may be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you prior to and during any questioning. If you're unable to employ an attorney, you have the right to have an attorney appointed to advise you prior to and during any questioning. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to terminate the interview at any time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
What is your name?
My name is Joshua Patrick King.
Joshua Patrick King. Do you have a ID on you?
It'd be in my wallet right here, sir.
It's gonna be in your wallet here.
It's fun.
It's not there. I think it's over here.
Okay.
Joshua, no, I don't have a wallet, buddy.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine, Josh. We're gonna do one step at a time, okay? We're gonna do one step at a time. Do you have a key to your apartment?
It's not my fiance.
I already learned that. Joshua, how do you spell your name? Joshua.
P-A-T-R-I-C-K.
Okay, what is,
K-I-N-G.
do you have two last names?
No, sir, it's just, that's my middle name.
Joshua King?
No, my middle name is Patrick, sir.
Patrick, P-A-T-R-I-C-K?
Yes, sir.
And your last name is King? K-I-N-G? What's your date of birth?
8/28/7.
Huh?
8/28/97.
8/28/97. All right. Josh. Take a minute. What happened? Okay.
And,
You're out with some friends.
we got this friend, her name is Alexandra,
Okay.
and she's very friendly, and she's very sweet.
Okay.
And, she met this guy who was by himself.
Okay.
We called him JC.
Okay.
And, he was so sweet, and he said he was 33, and we're 23, you know, we're 10 years younger than him.
Okay.
And he was very nice.
Okay. So y'all met him at the square?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He was alone?
Yes, sir, and everything seemed okay.
Okay.
And he was so nice and so friendly.
Okay. So what happened here?
She said that he would not mind giving us a ride home if I Ubered him home.
Okay.
And I know that I keep a gun in Peyton's car.
Okay.
And so I felt somewhat secure, at least if he was ready to hurt us,
Okay.
at least I could try to.
Okay. So what?
So we got here and I said, hey,
Okay.
you know what, Lenny, I'm ready to call you over. Thank you so much for helping us.
Yeah.
And he looked at me.
Your Honor, if we could ask if you rewind about 30 seconds.
Okay.
I keep a gun in Peyton's car.
Okay.
And so I felt somewhat secure, at least if he was ready to hurt us, at least I could try to.
Okay. So what?
So we got here and I said, hey,
Okay.
you know what, buddy, I'm ready to call you an Uber. Thank you so much for helping us.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he said something about God.
Okay.
Defending God, and it sounded Christian that I've never heard.
Okay.
And I said, you can't speak to me that way, man. We're friends, you know, we're all good.
Okay.
And she started spouting off, and I said, hey, dude, this is getting too weird for me, man. I need you to go home. I'll order you an Uber.
Okay.
And help us, I'll help you. I know this isn't my normal thing, but you did me a favor, and I'd like to help you, and I want to be friends.
Okay.
She just started saying this weird stuff. I said, stop, please.
What was he saying? What was he saying?
She started saying something about sacrifice,
Okay.
and I didn't understand it, and it scared me.
Okay.
I said, please stop. Please stay away, and he kept getting closer.
Where were y'all at when this was going on?
Right here.
Right here.
Here.
Okay.
And
And so he
my
wouldn't.
fiance was inebriated,
Okay. Seems okay.
and I was like, you have to leave her alone. Please leave her alone.
Uh-huh.
And at first, he said it was okay if he would leave her alone.
Okay.
But when things came down to it, he started getting close, and I said, please stop. And he just kept saying these weird things,
Okay.
and I didn't like it. And I said, you need to stop now. You need to step away from my property and my family. And he said, no. And I said, you need to step away now. If you do not, I will have to shoot you. You were stepping,
So.
you were not being friendly.
Okay.
You were saying these things I don't understand, and you were getting very close
Okay.
to the people I love, and I need you to stop. You don't have any right unless I give it to you. Because I'm not a lawyer, sir, but I know that he has no right unless I give it to him on my property.
Where did this actually happen at?
Right there by the stairs.
Right there by the stairs. So he's at the
Right
bottom of the
in
stairs.
between the carport and the stairs. And I said, sir, you need to
Okay.
stop, please.
Okay.
I will call the police. And he said,
So at this point, what's the location the defendant said the altercation occurred.
Between the carport and the stairs there.
And is that the general area where I have the mouse on the screen?
Yes.
I'll call the police if you don't give me what I want.
Well, what was he wanting?
I don't know. You don't give me for what?
Okay. And then what happened?
And then I said, stop. And he came running. He ran right towards me.
He ran right toward your wife. Is she wife or fiance? Okay. So he runs toward your fiance, and then what?
I just don't know, sir. I just remember running more towards my fiance, and we were. There first.
Remember, we are going to play this from our computer as opposed to our disk drive that keeps skipping. There's no objection from defense.
Accurate.
And we are stopping at 10:07.
We'll take our afternoon break. Y'all go have a quick one, and remember the instructions. Don't talk text or tweet about this case, and we'll be back in 15 minutes. Thank you.
All rise for the jury.
Here, queued up and ready. So when we come back up.
Take a break. Be ready to go in 15 minutes, please.
Thank you.
Ms. Hanson, do you have 81?
I'm done. He's done now.
What, that's what, watch just hit me, and I was like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. All right, y'all ready to go?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Plan is to go right up to 5 today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Try to keep moving.
We will have someone here.
All rise for the jury.
You may be seated. State, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are going to begin from 10:04.
I'll tell you that. And we were over there first.
You were over there by the car?
Yes, sir. Before any of it started to go bad, we were by the car and I said, please stop.
Okay.
I said, look, thank you for taking us home, but we need to end this tonight. It's all good. We can be friends. We can hang out later.
Okay.
This needs to end now. Thank you so much for.
So at what point did you get to grab the gun?
I grabbed the gun.
Yeah.
But I kept asking him to stop getting closer and he would not stop.
And where do you normally keep the gun?
The gun that I don't want to keep.
Joshua,
Yes, sir.
where do you normally keep the gun?
It just stays in Peyton's car. It doesn't move.
Did you have it on you tonight?
No, sir. It stays in Peyton's car.
Okay, so y'all were, okay. So you were out here with him as he kept approaching and saying weird stuff and you didn't feel comfortable, so at some point in time in that argument, you grabbed the gun. Okay. Did he see you grab the gun?
I don't know.
You don't know?
But I know that after I had the gun in my hands, he kept coming closer.
Okay.
And I couldn't let him hurt me.
Okay. And where did you shoot him at?
I just shot in center mass, sir, just somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
I didn't want to hurt him.
Was he carrying any weapons or anything like that?
He just kept coming and I told him to stop.
No, I just heard you ask him, was he carrying any weapons? What was the defendant's response?
He said he didn't know.
Where were you at when you actually pulled the trigger? Where were you at?
If you look at the car now, exactly to the right.
You were exactly to the right of the car?
Just right outside the car, because I had just grabbed the gun and said, you need to stop, and you wouldn't.
Which side of the car? The driver's side? Driver's side or?
The only side I would have.
So you were on the driver's side when you shot him, okay.
So at this point, the defendant is now saying that it occurred by the vehicle, is that correct?
Yes,
And he had previously said that it happened up at the stairs, is that right?
yes.
I was right outside the door because he just wouldn't stop and
And
where was he standing real quick? He was like at the back of the car. I don't know.
Okay. So he was at the back of the car. And where was your fiance during this?
She was a few feet behind me on the top of, I don't know what you'd call it, a little bit.
Okay, so like on the sidewalk right in front of the car, she was a little bit behind you?
She was somewhere over there, I don't know, but he just kept coming and I told him, please stop.
Okay.
And he just wouldn't listen to me.
All right.
And at this point, is the defendant indicating to you that the female with him, Peyton, is in this area behind the car, is that correct?
Yes,
And he did not say that she was in the vehicle.
correct.
Okay, stay put, Josh. Okay, stay put, Josh. So. Yeah. Yeah.
this one of the times where you are muting your body camera?
Yes, ma'am.
And what do you see in the background at this point?
The defendant with two other officers.
And what are you doing during this time period?
At this point, I'm conferring there with Sergeant Stevens. Letting him know what the defendant had told me and what I had deduced from the situation so far. And was asking him if there was anything that he may have thought that I missed because he's got a lot more experience than I did.
And so is this an opportunity to share information that's going on between all the officers?
Yes, ma'am.
There are a few portions we are going to skip since you're just talking to the other officers. I don't think it's necessary.
All right, man, look, I'm gonna get all your stuff here. Thanks, Doc. All right, man, look, I'm gonna get all your stuff here. And then you're gonna take a ride with me, okay, Josh? My name's Rick. Your name, okay? No, I'm pretty sure I grabbed most of what you had in your pockets. Might be one or two more things if I missed, but I think I got all the sharp stuff off here. Just if you're wondering, go ahead and stand up. There you go. All right, where do you want? Come on with me, we're gonna go over there. So, did you see okay? Yes, I have no idea, man, I have no idea. Hey, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out later, okay? Don't worry, man. Sweet stuff. I get it, I get it. Swear to you, straight off the 3 minutes. I don't doubt that, man, I don't doubt that. We'll figure this out, okay? Shouldn't just stand right here for a second. Okay. You see, you got 2 sets of cuffs on. Cool. I just want to make sure the ones around your arm right there, or the ones around your wrist, are double locked so that they don't get tighter. Okay? No, you're good. I know you're gonna be cool with me, man. I know you're gonna be cool with me. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right.
Why are you telling him things like, I know we're gonna be cool?
Keep him calm.
Is it important that a dangerous subject like the defendant remains calm?
Yes.
And does that help with officer safety as well?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Stand by 1 second, I'll put you in, man. I'm gonna go through your pockets pretty good, okay? I'm gonna get whatever else you got on you for your face card, okay? Just hurt your feet just a little bit, okay? No problem, no problem, no problem. It's all right, man. We'll find it out. I know that, I know that. You're like a big guy to me, man. So I'm not trying to be rude. Okay? Have a seat, sit down slowly, okay? Yes. Sit down slowly, because. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Just sit down slowly, because it's all hard back there. You're not made for comfort, all right? Okay. When you sit a little sideways, go ahead, okay? Just wait. Cut your elbow. There you go. Adam 6, you have suspect info? It's gonna be your last name, King out of North George, first of Joshua, John Ocean, Sam, Henry, Union Adam, 08 2897. I have a middle name of Patrick Hounslow. Adam 6, I'll be transporting King to PD at this time. Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine. You good, Jamie? I can't see you. Thanks. All right. Thanks. Proceed. I read you your Miranda warning, sir. You know, you understand your rights, so you can tell your side of the story however you want, okay? Coming out to get you, okay? Yeah, go ahead, step out, sir. Yeah. Sorry. No, you're not. I miss getting out anyway. I can help you. I got you. Step over there. Stay right there for a second. Come on, chief. Sorry, man, we're having you. Sure, okay. Come on, we're step this way. I just have a hand on you right here because I don't want you to fall, all right? Your hands are behind your back. I don't want you to not be able to catch yourself. Okay, go ahead, step in to your left. Okay? To your left, to your left. There you go.
So by the time you arrive at the San Marcos Police Department, it looks like it's been approximately 24 minutes from when you arrived on scene. Is that about right?
Yes.
We're going this way right here to you. Okay. Right here? Yes. Let's just see here. Go ahead and come over to this side there. Understood. Okay. We sit in this chair right here, okay? Here, I'll get it out for you. Go ahead and have a seat, okay? Just wait right here for me, okay? Okay. Where your glasses at, Joshua? Did they fall off in the car?
They're right there.
No.
So where are you within the police department?
I think it was interview room 1.
And what were you doing in front of the computer?
I was activating the camera system that's for that room there.
They're right there? Okay. Not a problem, man, not a problem. Give me 1 second. I can see somebody feed.
Alright. Good. Oh, me too, Shorty. I'm sorry, I didn't hurt anybody. He just kept saying he's gonna hurt you. What do you mean? Like, what specifically was he saying? I remember he just said you won't have any control. He just kept telling me that I didn't have any say. You didn't have any say? He said that you didn't have any control and you didn't have any say? He just kept saying, doesn't matter what you want. And I said, stay away. I was on her side of the car and I said, stay away. And he wouldn't stay away. And he kept getting closer and I was all scared. So I did what I had to. I didn't want to be hurt. He was nice to me. And how many people are like nice? And I didn't want to hurt him, but he just kept coming. And I don't care what anybody has to say. Nobody's gonna hurt me. I don't care what they want to do to me. Nobody's gonna hurt her. She just kept coming through me, told me not to. I said, stop. Stop it. I don't want anybody. I don't want anybody hurt. I want everybody to be friends. Forget away. All right, Josh, let me figure out if I can get you out of those cuffs, okay? I'm sorry. Okay. I just wanted her to be okay. I just wanted her to be okay. Again. What you told me. Before they told me, we need to find the same thing. I was the one to be out. And then as I grew up, I figured out you can't do that. And at times, it's when they get 3 times. They're swollen now. Sorry. Can't stand the hair in my face. I understand. Let me figure out if we can get those cuffs off of you here in a minute, okay? One minute, okay? She said she could.
Would you like some water? Okay. All right, give me 1 minute, okay?
Pause that at 30:54 and.
I'm sorry, pause it at what?
You're gonna pause that at 30:54, and you are going out of the room at this time, is that correct?
Yes,
And while you are outside of the room, is your body camera muted?
yes.
We're gonna fast forward to 33:50. And we are starting at 33:43.
All right, Patrick, I'm gonna get those clips off you, all right? Or, excuse me, Josh. What do you like to be called?
Sure, John.
All right. All right. You just, stand there, it might be a little easier, okay? There you go. Just relax. I feel like you're gonna be real cooperative and not gonna do anything silly, so,
Sure, I'm gonna sit here and do exactly what you tell me.
all right. Hold on, so get this off here. I honestly don't know.
How did you make the decision to take the handcuffs off the defendant?
Because he seemed calm and cooperative. So,
Do suspects tend to talk more if they are not in handcuffs as well?
yes.
Man, we'll get that information a little later on, okay? So just right now, just, you know, we'll figure that out one thing at a time, okay? You get what I'm saying? One thing at a time.
Sure, I just, doesn't know that anybody heard.
I understand that. I wouldn't let anybody hurt my family either, okay?
Shit, what happened? And she didn't do anything wrong.
Okay. So like at any point in time, did she say anything to like anger Mr.
She's angry and she didn't know what was going on.
She was drunk.
Yes, if it's happened before, it's okay, because that's her right.
To get drunk? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, people can go out and get drunk.
And I made a mistake. I'm just trying to see this. Just
So, let me.
just stay away.
You just stayed away with you?
Just stay away from him. He was sometimes,
Where did y'all meet him at?
Sean Patrick's, the little Irish pub on the corner.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he said he was 33, that was cool, because, you know, you don't meet a lot of older people.
So he's 33. How old are y'all? You and
I'm about to be 23 in August, sir.
Okay. So
They're all a couple months older than me, can be a good reference.
right. So y'all,
The rest of the friends,
who all were there in the weekend?
Alexandra Lofton, that was the whole reason we were out today.
Alexandra Lofton?
Yes, sir. We meant to meet her at, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to freak out.
No, I get it. Take your time, take your time.
It's a chance, but,
That's okay. You just had a big thing.
she didn't do anything wrong, she just wanted to see us, we hadn't seen her in a long time, because this whole
COVID thing.
quarantine bullshit. Yeah.
No.
And Peyton and I had gotten to the point where she had just got a degree in teaching.
Yeah.
And she couldn't do anything, this quarantine shit, so I got her a job for me at Bobcat Quickie, so.
So you work at Bobcat Quickie?
Okay. Been there for about 3 years.
I thought I recognized you.
Okay. July.
Okay.
She said she told her to stay home, but she was. You don't need to tell me. Stay home, it's okay.
So were y'all at work or did you just, you just the night off?
I told her I would take the day for her. I would stop the cord, it was okay, she relaxed, she didn't do anything. And, but before that, I mean, I told her this like 2 days earlier, you know, I said, you've been doing a really good job and, you know, you don't have to be working here. And you're doing it just to help us out with the bills during tough time.
Right.
I said, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I'm really glad you are. So just, you know, I know Alexandra wants to see us and we haven't seen her all the time. So, you know, just take it off. And so we decided we were going to see Alexandra. And my boss he's really a great guy.
Okay.
He's probably like 28. You know,
Mhm.
he's a business community, he's been just the other station. He doesn't care if we go in there, at the personal, as long as we do our job and we call him, we talk to him, we communicate.
Yep.
Our job's good. As long as we do what he needs us to do, everything's okay. So, you know, I never worry about it. I've been there for 3 years.
Mhm.
And everything's okay. I go in there, I talk with my coworkers, we have a great time talking to each other. Everything's normal. And Alexander would say, you know, I called him when I was in the pool working, and I said, well, I'll be done for a minute. If y'all want to start walking the craft house from John Patrick's,
Yep.
it's a straight shot. I said, y'all go ahead.
Okay.
And they said it was great. And then, as I'm walking to them, right, you know, craft house is on the corner.
Mhm.
I don't know the street names, I'm sorry.
Hutchison and OBJ.
Yes, I'm sorry, never.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Just, I never.
I get it. It's a big thing. I get it. Kind of freaked out.
And so they asked me, are you coming? I said, yeah, I told you, but I'm coming in 5 minutes, not, you know, I'll be there in 5 minutes, but in 5 minutes, I'll start, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm assuming you have a girlfriend. Yeah, you know, man.
I don't know what you mean.
Just give me a minute. And we met, and it was okay.
Mhm.
And the couple of random people that we met, they were nice guys and very clean cut, like yourself. They had a nice haircut, and they're very respectful.
Okay.
And it reminded me of people I grew up with, San Antonio and Reagan, you know, a good school, and it just reminded me of good people.
Yeah.
And one of them said he was 33 and hanging out with us, and Alexander really hit it off with him.
And this guy's name was,
His name is JC.
they call him JC.
Juan Carlos, he
Juan
said it was, and Peyton was all up in arms because she guessed it right. But he said his name was Juan Carlos, and I said, hey, that's me, you know, I knew a lot of guys, you know, a lot of them named Juan or Carlos, and I knew some Juan Carloses, and they were great guys. And he and I were cool with it. And he was really, really nice. And God, I never always been too trusting. But Alexandra and her brother were the green bear or whatever, they're like, yeah, it's fine, he's a good guy. And I said, all right, I'll trust him. And I knew I kept that gun in the centerfold. And not because I was ever looking for a fight. I hope that you would realize by now.
Man, it is completely legal to keep a gun in your vehicle.
You registered to me, but you know what? I don't want to get
Texas
it.
doesn't have
And
a
I'm
state reg.
over 21 and this little app. So I hope that you understand. I don't want to use it on somebody. I don't want to.
I understand what you mean.
Give me a second, please.
All right.
I just want to hurt you, buddy.
Mhm. You don't strike me as the kind of person who want to hurt somebody.
I don't.
I get it.
But I don't have a problem.
Why are you saying things like that?
but like, you don't strike me as the kind of guy that would hurt someone. Is that an interview technique that you would use?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you explain why you might say something like that?
Keeps the suspect talking calm, build a rapport with him.
Do you know him well enough to actually say that about him personally?
Mhm.
Is that something that you're using in order to keep the situation de-escalated?
Yes.
And you know what, at the end of the day, if somebody asks me if it's hard to deny it. Just tells you what to do. And that's the biggest problem of my own with. This hurt because of me, I'm speaking for people who are the decide to make things that's fine. And if what I care about is okay, that's fine. She didn't want her to get hurt, she didn't show she didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I had this person in my face, he wasn't listening. Wasn't,
How did he, I'm just curious, man, out there, you told me that, you know, he asked you for an Uber.
he just kept quoting scripture.
Okay.
He just kept saying something about God disowning me.
Mhm.
He just kept coming closer and saying it. And I said, you need to stop, stay away. I will shoot you if you do not stay away and stop threatening me.
Mhm.
And change. And so I did the only thing I could. No one else change anything. And whatever happens to whoever I pull the trigger to, whatever. You know what? That's what happens. But I'm gonna tell you what. Doesn't matter the circumstance. Doesn't matter what happened. They were where they shouldn't have been. I gave plenty of warning. I stood up for myself.
Mhm.
I said, you need to stop, or I'm going to defend myself. And they didn't stop. So I defended myself. And if I have to go to jail, if I have to spend time wherever, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm defending what I care about. That is what this country is about, is it not?
Did you have the right to defend you and yours?
I defended my damn self.
Mhm. Okay.
I don't like the fact that somebody else is hurting because of something that I did. I will regret that to the day I die. I'm not gonna say y'all. I want to say y'all, but you didn't do nothing wrong. You're a good man, I can tell. But I think you believe me, and I sure as shit hope you do. Because I didn't do nothing wrong, but you know what? You give me the chance, I'd do it again and again. Somebody tries to take what's mine, I'm gonna defend myself. Somebody tries to hurt what I love, I'm gonna defend myself. Somebody steps where they don't know how to step, and I tell them to get off, and they don't get off, I'm gonna defend myself. So I hope you'll write this down.
It's all gonna be written down.
And I hope you'll tell them, Jim, I will cry myself to sleep at night, but you know what? I will not take any grief, any grief in the American justice system. Because I did what I had in my rights to do. And I cooperated with all of you. I did down on the ground, I put my hands on my back.
I'm glad you did. I didn't want we didn't want anybody else to get hurt, you know, that's what we do.
It's just, I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
No, I heard that you just said, I'm glad you did, in reference to pulling the trigger. Is that a personal belief that you actually hold?
No,
And why, again, are you saying those kinds of things?
I believe I said I'm glad it did that he cooperated.
Okay.
Didn't want to hurt anybody. I'm leaving. I really hope that whoever was in the way, it's okay. And if they're not, that's on me, not on y'all.
Josh, I'm gonna step out for a minute, okay?
Oh, sorry.
You just relax here, okay?
You go out of the room at this point and mute your body camera again,
Yes,
and are you talking to other individuals?
yes.
We're gonna skip from 47:05 to 1:01:40.
Hey, Josh.
Sir.
So you've been very helpful and cooperative, so far, man. So believe me, we appreciate that. No, you're okay, you're okay. I told you to relax, sir. I told you to relax, man. You're good and you're relaxing. Hey, one of the things that will kind of help us out, you know, just all part of the investigation and everything is, get your permission to search your apartment. Okay. You good with that, man? We're not gonna, you know, nobody gonna tear anything up or whatever, but it's just all part of the
I
investigation.
want to tell you before you look.
Yes, sir.
Um,
We're not worried, if you have any marijuana or something like that in there, we're not
no,
worried about that.
nothing like that, it just, there are firearms in there,
That's fine, yeah.
not sure if I put it, I switch it from time to time. In the corner of my bedroom, at the closet, when it's bed,
Yep.
there might be phosphor 500, if not, it's under the bed.
Are they loaded?
No, there shouldn't be anything.
Okay, no, if we come across firearms, of course, we know we handle them safely, but, really would have just wondering if we could have your permission to search your apartment, just to help with the investigation, we cover all aspects. So you're good with that?
There should be nothing behind.
So you're good with it?
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Thank you, Josh. There's a detective here, he's gonna ask you a few other questions and stuff like that, kind of go through it. Yeah, somebody new, okay, point being is, and just your cooperation goes a long way. Your cooperation goes a long way, okay? Yes. Thank you.
It looks like there's a little bit more to this interview, is that, yet again, when you stepped out and your body camera was muted.
Yes.
And so this would be the end of the time that you actually talked to the defendant, is that correct?
Yes.
And that looks like it's approximately 1 hour and 3 minutes after you arrived on scene.
Yes.
Now, besides mentioning that the victim was talking about Christianity and sacrifice, did the defendant ever tell you specifically what the victim said to make himself feel threatened?
No.
Did the defendant mention to you anything about a weapon being involved? In fact, was the only time that a knife was actually mentioned was the defendant's own pocket knife.
Yes.
And was he given an opportunity during that interview to tell the officers about a weapon?
Yes.
And did he?
No.
Did he at any time talk about being scared of the victim because he had been to prison before?
No.
He never mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Past witness?
Yes.
Did it appear to you, your personal impression, that Joshua King believed that he acted in self-defense?
Objection, speculation, Your Honor.
No, it's as to his state of mind. I asked, did it appear to him?
And that would be an ultimate conclusion for the jury to decide as well, Your Honor, whether or not the defendant acted in self-defense.
The question asked was, do you believe that he believed he acted in self-defense?
And that is an ultimate question for for the jury to decide, and is also speculative, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Can I have you turn your microphone up?
Earlier, when you took the cuffs off, did you make the assessment that he wasn't a threat to you?
Yes.
Did he strike you as a person that you had to prod and manipulate in order to get him to make a statement?
No.
Matter of fact, you probably couldn't have got him to shut up if you paid him money. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes.
Did you at any point in time run to see if Joshua King had any warrants or prior record?
Objection, Your Honor, that would be irrelevant at this time. You're not in the detention phase, and that would.
And it has to do with his threat assessment.
May we return?
May.
Hold on.
Your Honor, it would be improper at this stage of the call to get into the defendant's criminal history. Or the absence.
But then the knowledge of the police officer goes to his threat assessment, and threat assessment is something that Trey's going to say.
Your Honor, it was not very scientific. All we did was play the video where the handcuffs were taken off. I did not go into a long question.
Pardon?
Officer, does Mr. King have the right to defend himself?
Yes.
Does he have the right to defend his fiance?
Your Honor, I object at this point. He is asking you to make a conclusion based on limited information that is ultimately a question for the jury to answer.
Overruled.
Does he have the right to defend his fiance?
Yes.
Would you defend your family?
Yes.
And if you believe that your family was going to be sexually assaulted or murdered or harmed, would you be willing to defend them even if it included deadly force?
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
The location that this occurred at. To the best of your knowledge, the Bellagio Apartments, so is that where Joshua King lived?
I don't know.
Was he doing anything illegal?
Objection, Your Honor, speculation.
Overruled.
What do you mean?
Was he engaged in criminal activity up to the point that he had to shoot another person?
He said what he said on the video of what everything happened outside of that. I don't know.
Did he have a right to be at the Bellagio? Do you even know?
No, I don't.
Do you know whether or not he had a driver's license? Did you ever check?
Yes.
Did he have a driver's license?
He had an ID.
He had an ID. Do you know whether or not his vision affected his ability to have a driver's license?
No.
Did he appear to have a visual impairment?
He had glasses on.
Okay. Did they appear to be just average glasses, or did it appear that he may have issues with seeing?
Recall.
Did he strike you as someone who had hurt somebody? Just out of the blue?
No.
Did he appear to be traumatized?
He seemed to have gone through a critical incident.
After your interview, was he placed under arrest?
I don't know, after my interview, I was pleaded with him. I don't know if he was placed under arrest.
The police officers who responded to the Palazzo, if any of them believed that he had committed a shooting or a felony without legal justification, they could have arrested him, correct?
Can you repeat the question?
Any of the police officers who responded to the Palazzo could have arrested him, correct?
Yeah.
But the discussion between the police officers, including you, was to the effect that an arrest was not needed. Can I finish the question? If she's going to object, I should be allowed to at least ask the question and then she objects.
Well, I heard the rest of the question. It's sustained.
To the best of your knowledge, did anyone arrest Joshua King that night?
Not that I recall, no.
Do you know how long Joshua King and Mr. Rodriguez were at the Palazzo before the shooting?
No.
Did you get any statement from Mr. Rodriguez that night?
I did not.
Is it unusual in your experience for individuals who have gone through a traumatic experience to not necessarily remember all the details?
Everybody reacts differently to a traumatic experience.
How did his reaction seem to be?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, he looked like he was distraught.
Have you been trained in the application of deadly force?
Yes.
What is your training?
Training I went through as a basic peace officer course, as well as through my field training program there at San Marcos Police Department.
As a member of the San Marcos Police Department, if you were holding somebody at gunpoint and they kept moving towards you, would that cause you alarm?
Objection, Your Honor, under the same 401 and 403 objection we have earlier. Additionally, this witness has not been qualified as an expert in self-defense regarding civilians and as an expert within law enforcement.
The question was whether or not he would be concerned. Surely he can say what he thinks.
Well, that would be irrelevant, Your Honor, if he hasn't been qualified in that area.
I disagree with that.
Okay, sustained.
Do you own firearms personally?
Objection relevance, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Did Mr. King cooperate with you?
Yes.
Was he combative with you in any way?
No.
Pass the witness.
State.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just out
have a few questions for you. I want to go back and talk about whenever you made the threat assessment to remove the handcuffs of the defendant. At that time, had you already checked the defendant for weapons?
Yes, ma'am.
Did that factor into your decision on whether or not it would be appropriate at that point in time to remove
Objection,
the
Your Honor,
restraints?
leading.
Sustained.
What factors did you use at that time to determine that it was okay to remove those handcuffs?
He was cooperative, calm, and did not have any weapons on him.
And how did you know that he didn't have weapons on him?
Because the person was searching.
And you had actually removed some weapons from the defendant, is that
Objection,
correct?
Your Honor, leading.
Sustained.
Had you actually removed weapons from the defendant?
Yes.
Did you observe any signs of intoxication that you recall on the part of the defendant?
Yes.
Can you explain to the jury what you observed?
I just smelled alcohol on his breath.
Now, we all have a legal right to self-defense as included in the Texas Penal Code, is that correct?
Yes.
But you can't just go ahead and,
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
can you do anything you want in self-defense?
No.
Are there certain rules that you have to follow?
Objection, legal conclusion, and speculation.
Sustained.
Is the laws regarding self-defense written in the Code of Criminal, in the Penal Code?
Yes.
And are there strict rules that you have to follow in order to use self-defense?
Yes.
Yes, witness?
If you reasonably believe that a person is a threat to your life or the life of a loved one, are you allowed to defend yourself?
Objection, speculation.
They just opened the door wider than the Panama Canal.
I don't know about the Panama Canal stuff, but the objection is sustained. I mean, it's overruled. I made a mistake, sorry. Okay?
It's okay.
You can ask the question. The Panama Canal thing, I was saying,
Thank you, Your Honor.
but that's right, it was over.
Is the right to self-defense written in the penal code? Yes. And that is a right, not just a privilege. Would you agree with that? Yes. And the right is so that people can defend themselves and defend their loved ones. Is that correct? Yes. Whatever is written in the penal code. And it talks about the use of force, which is non-lethal force, and the use of deadly force, correct? And under the appropriate circumstances, to the best of your knowledge, are people allowed to use force to protect themselves? If it falls within the state in the penal code, yes. And are people allowed to use deadly force if it's authorized? Yes. Pass a witness.
I have no additional questions.
This witness be released.
I have no objection.
No objection.
You're free to go about your business, sir. Thank you very much for being here. State, call your next witness.
State calls SMPD Officer Anderson.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I do. Please have a seat. Adjust yourself close to that mic. want to be about a fist away from it. And if you move a little closer, just a little closer, she has on headphones and she can hear better. Thank you. Will you please tell us your name and spell it for the court reporter?
First name Dylan, Dillan, last name Anderson, Anderson.
Thank you. State.
Thank you, Judge. Officer Anderson, where do you work?
Work for the city of San Marcos, at the San Marcos Police Department.
And what training and education did you have to become a SMPD officer?
The TCOL basic peace officer course.
Explain to us what that is.
It's basically approximately 6 months of training through TCOL, variety of different subjects.
Did you pass that basic training course?
Yes.
After you pass that basic training course, do you then do a smaller training course with the office that you're looking to work with?
Yes.
Did you do one with the San Marcos Police Department?
I did.
Did you pass that?
I did.
After that, what's the next step to becoming a full officer?
That would be our field training program, which consists of about 4 months of additional training in the field.
Did you pass that field training portion of your training?
Yes, I did.
So are you a fully licensed peace officer here in the state of Texas?
Yes, sir.
Were you on duty on May 22nd of 2020?
Yes.
And were you called out to a shooting in San Marcos?
Yes, I was.
Do you remember where that was?
It was at the Palazzo Apartments on One World.
And when you were called out to those apartments that night, what was your main role on scene?
Overall, it was setting up crime scene and documenting the crime scene.
And when you say documenting the crime scene, what do you mean exactly?
Taking photos, mainly, collecting evidence.
So, did you take photos in this case?
Yes, I did.
And while you were taking those photos, were you wearing a body cam?
I was.
Was it on while you were collecting that evidence?
Yes.
Can you briefly explain what a body camera is and why you wear it?
So we use the Axon body worn camera. It is continuously recording. Well, it's continuously active. Once you press the activation button, it goes back 30 seconds of visual recording with no audio. And you have the ability to mute it.
And were you wearing one the night of this incident?
Yes, I was.
Was it operating correctly?
Yes.
Was it able to capture video and audio correctly?
Yes.
Have you been able to review your body camera before coming to trial? And is it a fair and accurate representation of the people, places, and events that it depicts?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, permission to approach opposing counsel with State Exhibit 15?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, the state offers State Exhibit 15, Officer Anderson's body camera from this incident.
No objection.
State Exhibit 15 is admitted.
Now, Officer Anderson, did you talk to any suspects that night?
No.
Did you talk to any witnesses that night?
No.
Was your main job there just to take photos?
Photos and collect evidence, yes.
And have you been able to review those photos before coming to trial today?
Yes, I have.
And is your body cam just a video of you taking those photos, which we have today here in court?
Yes.
Okay. I actually want to talk about the photos now. Your Honor, permission to approach opposing counsel with State's Exhibit 16 through, what's been pre-marked State 16 through 65, as well as States 76 through 79.
Okay. Any objections?
I guess I have an option, yeah. Let me, make sure it's.
I think you did, but it's been a while, so you can read that.
Let me approach the witness and lay some pipe, Judge, just to be safe. Officer Anderson, were you able to review those photos before coming to trial today?
Yes, sir, I was.
Were all of those photos that you yourself took of the crime scene that night?
To the best of my knowledge.
And those photos, are they in fair and accurate depiction of the places and items that you were photographing that night?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, state offers State's Exhibit 16 through 65, as well as 76 through 79.
Like to take witness on board, Art?
You may.
Officer, you indicated to the best of your knowledge. Did you take those photos or not?
I believe so.
Your Honor, respectfully, we would object to it. That's not the legal standard.
Your Honor, can we play, can I approach and grab his body cam video, and I guess we'll watch to refresh his memory?
See what you want. Objection sustained.
Your Honor, can we,
Your Honor, for the record, is the state publishing exhibit number 15? Because they had stated the purpose was to refresh his memory, which would be the officer would watch it and then I think it could be published.
Judge, can we publish to the jury?
615 has already been admitted.
Yes.
Get somebody move around the top. Yeah. No, there was one inside. There was one inside to the right. Is there anybody else in there? Okay, there was somebody moving when everyone was walking up. You sure it was this one? She said it was okay. Right. Not right here, like down here, I guess. Just don't turn a line. I can imagine this. I don't really know what the hell this is. He said he was defending his vehicle. Yo, hey, gun over here. In the car. Gun in the car over here. Baker 620. Is that shot through? Gun. Is that shot through? I can't tell. Still. I got blood right here. I think that's where it came up. Let's take this. Yeah. I'll go ahead and put it. George King Nora 2310, George King Nora 2310. You got a firearm in the back seat and blood on the vehicle. Yeah, that's what we're working on. We've already cleared that, Brett. Yeah. Oh, no. No, that's locked, never mind. Great, you getting tape? All right. to start like at the very edge over there? I was thinking at least from right here, but probably over there at that last pillar.
Officer Anderson, what did we just hear?
Me taking photos with my cell phone.
Do you continue to do that for a while?
Yes, sir.
Did you take photographs of the car and the scene around the car that night?
Yes, sir.
Did you take photographs around the gate that night?
Yes.
Did you take photographs of the evidence that was collected?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
Overruled.
Yes,
Did
sir.
you take photos of the evidence that was collected? Those photos that you have in front of you, are those fair and accurate depictions of the scene that you were at that night?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, state offers State's Exhibit 16 through 65, as well as 76 through 79.
Take the witness on board, Honor, please.
Yes.
How many times did you hear your camera click?
In the video that we just watched,
Yes, sir.
I wasn't counting, but only a few.
Only a few.
Yeah.
Which of the exhibits were those photos? Do you know?
No, not off the top of my head. Would you like me to review them?
Well, you were heard a few clicks. My question to you is, are you telling this court under oath that you took exhibits 16 through 65 and 76 and 79?
Objection, Your Honor, can we approach?
No, he can answer.
I cannot accurately say that without looking at where these photos were taken from in the QTEL application to be used for our digital evidence.
Understand. Good board, we would object on the basis he had to lay the predicate.
Your Honor, the predicate for a photo does not say that this person has to take the photo. All it says is that this person has to say that that photo fairly and accurately depicts what was shown in that photograph. The photos that we tendered to defense, that we've shown to Officer Anderson, show the car and the scene around the car, and they show the evidence that was collected, and they show the area around the gate. The three questions that I asked. He was there, he saw those, he saw the scene, he saw the evidence. He can lay the predicate, even if he doesn't remember. He specifically took each and every photo. That's the standard here in Texas, not what defense is trying to say.
Your Honor, if he can't identify that he's the person who took the photo, he cannot testify to this court that that's a fair and accurate representation of the photo that was made.
That is not the law.
Objections overruled. State's Exhibit 16 through 65, 76 through 79 are admitted.
Permission to publish, Judge.
You may.
Officer Anderson, as we go through these exhibits, if you'll just give us a brief description of what's in them for the jury. Starting with State's Exhibit 16.
This was the vehicle where the firearm was located.
17?
Same.
18.
What I believe to be blood smeared on the rear passenger side floor panel.
Was that ever tested?
Officer Collier collected a vehicle swab. I believe it was sent to the lab that I didn't do that.
19.
Same vehicle, this, is the driver's side, and there's a beer can laying near it.
Do you know what type of beer that was?
It's Miller Lite.
Exhibit 20?
It's the same beer can and a few charms from a necklace laying next to them.
Where I'm showing on the photograph, are these those charms that you were talking about?
Yes.
Right there and right there.
Yes.
Same beer can, right here.
Yes.
Exhibit 21.
Same beer can. This picture was showing the tear in the beer can.
22.
The other side of the beer can with an additional tear,
23.
and just showing a hole straight through the beer can.
24.
The other side of the beer can showing the same hole.
25.
The top of the same beer can.
26.
The driver's side of the vehicle where the firearm was located.
27.
Just looking through the open driver's side rear window.
28.
This was the firearm that was located in the back seat near the driver's side.
I think 29 will give us a better view of that.
Yes.
30.
Same firearm.
31.
Same firearm.
32.
Just in overall the back seat from the driver's side
33.
and the same firearm.
34.
Same firearm.
35.
Same firearm.
What's different in photo 36?
A round was ejected from the chamber and the magazine was taken out and placed by it.
Why was that done?
For our safety, to clear the weapon.
So this was something that law enforcement would have done
Absolutely.
before taking it into evidence.
Right.
37.
This is showing the number of rounds of ammunition that was in the magazine removed.
How do we know the number of ammunition in that magazine?
The holes on the side will show you if there's a round in that spot or not.
38.
It's a round of ammunition.
Do you know what the type of round of ammunition is?
It's a 380 Federal.
And is that type of ammunition the type of ammunition that's used in the gun that was recovered?
Yes.
39.
Further back, picture of the vehicle.
Looks like there's more light in this photo. Did you guys get lighting out there to help take photos?
Yes, someone eventually brought big lights that we use for crash scenes and things of that sort.
Why was that?
Just to help us with lighting, so we weren't just using flashlights.
Is that what you were using in the photos up until this point?
Yes.
40.
Another overall of the driver's side of the vehicle with the beer can.
How far away from the driver's side door do you think that beer can is?
My report, I believe, I said 7 to 8 feet, 7 to 8 feet.
Exhibit 41.
Same beer can.
Exhibit 42, what is this showing?
There's a drop of blood, what I suspect to be blood.
43.
It's the same drop of blood.
Would it make sense for there to be blood in the area where somebody was potentially shot?
Yes.
What's exhibit 44?
This was one of the charms that was found on the ground.
Do you know who that charm belonged to?
No,
Were you here in court earlier today when that photo was shown to the victim in this case?
no, it's not.
Exhibit 45, is that?
This was the other charm that was laying on the ground next to the beer can.
What's exhibit 46 showing us?
That is the spent shell casing that was located. That's behind the front driver's side tire.
Using this laser pointer, is it in this area right here?
Yes,
I thought right there. Okay.
yes.
Exhibit 47.
It's a closer photo of the spent casing.
Exhibit 48.
This is the end of the round showing that the primer was struck, and it's the same federal PA round.
What do you mean that the primer was struck? Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, so this dot that's on the silver part of this spent casing, whenever a firing pin from a firearm strikes this primer, that's what ignites it and causes the round to fire.
And you said that this casing was the same caliber as the bullets that we saw previous photos of?
Yes, sir.
What's exhibit 49?
This was the middle console and the front of the vehicle, and basically I was taking photos of the Miller Lite cans and box of Miller Lite because it was the same that was found outside.
Exhibit 50?
Same explanation.
51?
The box of beer that was in the front passenger floor.
Exhibit 52?
It's part of the way photo of the passenger seat.
Exhibit 53?
Showing beer cans inside of the box.
Was that box full?
Not completely.
Exhibit 54, is that a better angle to show how many beer cans were left?
Yes.
Exhibit 55, does that show?
Just the beer cans in the middle console, the open ones.
Exhibit 56?
It's like just a picture of the middle console and steering column.
Exhibit 57, what does this show?
This shows a empty holster that's found in the middle console.
And is this that holster in that center console where the laser pointer is showing in the console?
Yes.
Exhibit 58, was that?
That is a side profile of the holster.
Does that holster have a brand name on it?
Yes.
Do you know what brand that is?
6 Hour.
Does that match any of the firearms that were recovered from the vehicle?
Yes, it does. The one that was in the back seat.
59, where's this?
This is the front entrance to the Plaza Apartments with an open gate.
Are we looking into the apartments or out of the apartments?
Out of the apartments.
What is 60 showing?
60 is showing where 3 additional items of evidence were located.
Do you know what those items were?
Yes, it was a cell phone believed to have belonged to the victim, a fixed blade knife, and some kind of tactical pin / window punch tool.
Is this a closer angle of that?
Yes,
Exhibit 62, closer still?
yes.
Exhibit 63. Do we also, what do we see in this photo?
A phone, a fixed blade knife, and that tool.
What is this on the ground right here?
I'm not completely sure.
Okay. Exhibit 64, where's that show?
It's the fixed blade knife and the tool.
And do you know about how long both of those were in length?
I do not.
65?
It is the back of the cell phone case with what's believed to be smeared blood.
Jumping forward to what's been pre-marked as states 76. What does this show?
This was the items located in the front passenger seat. It's keys and a wallet.
We know whose wallet that was.
The female I didn't speak to her.
Does it have the keys to the car on it?
I believe so.
What type of make of key is that?
That's a Ford.
And what type of car were you looking in?
Also a Ford.
What is this photo depict?
This is a phone that was found on top of the vehicle.
And do we know whose phone that is?
I do not.
Do we believe it was the victim's?
No,
Why not?
because we located the victim's phone near the gate.
And was that where the victim had been evacuated by other
Yes.
law enforcement agencies? Ask the witness.
No questions, this witness.
Very good. Witness be released.
Yes, Judge.
No objection.
All right, sir, you're free to go about your business. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, it's almost 5 o'clock, so we'll call it for the day. Remember my instructions, don't talk about this case with anyone, don't text or tweet about it, don't put anything out on social media. We do that to protect the integrity of the process. And remember, you won't talk to anyone, including those that you're with right now, until all 12 of you are together and you begin deliberating. Don't go to any scenes to look up anything. Y'all have a great night. We're gonna start at 8:30 tomorrow, just to get started a little bit earlier, so keep that in mind, 8:30. We'll see you back here then. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you.
All rise for the jury.
Yes, both those there.
All right, is there anything we need to take up?
Not at this time.
State any, how many witnesses do you think you have left?
Believe to.
Okay. So sounds like defense have your witnesses ready tomorrow morning? Sounds
Oh,
like-
3. Sorry, 3.
Okay. But even still, depending, we may be able to get through those. So I'm ready to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Remember, we'll start at 8:30.